Welcome back to episode 2 of the Anxious Gamers podcast. We are your hosts. I'm Chris.
And I'm Josh.
We have another jam-packed episode for you guys. We're going to kick things off with some gaming news, jump into what we are currently playing this week, and then our main topic, very awkward moments in gaming. So, I won't spoil anything, but the first topic of gaming news is Resident Evil 4 Remake is a success. It's doing really well. I checked before the podcast on Metacritic. It has a score of 93, 3 points lower than the original Resident Evil 4.
Oh, wow.
So pretty much everybody's giving it 10 out of 10, 9.5s, 9s. There's been a few lower end reviews, but like it's a solid remake. It's the next generation of Resident Evil 4 for you young gamers out there. Go and play it. I am still a huge fan of the original, but I've liked what I've seen of the remake. I like the demo. Yeah. So
my thing about Resident Evil games is I really can't play them alone. Like I'm that big
I used
of a
to be
coward.
that way.
Yeah. I never grew up apparently. So one of the ways that I tend to play is even if it's like 5 and 6 were my favorites because of the co-op. If like I can control it the whole time as long as I have a buddy with me.
Yeah, 5 and 6 had great co-op options.
That is honestly like out of all co-op games, that's in my top like 5 right there.
Yeah. Cool.
So I think the plan is because my brother-in-law he's into like horror movies and games, and so he's like my horror buddy.
Yeah.
So the plan I think is next weekend we're gonna pick it up and spend the Saturday just taking turns playing through that.
Sweet.
So I think it'll be a good time. I'm ready to play the full game.
Yeah, I am too. I like I said last episode, because I was what I was playing last week. I was playing the original again, because once you beat the original, you get all the upgradable stuff.
Right.
I still stand by the original just because just the era and what it did, how it revolutionized gaming and everything. I mean, created that whole third-person shooter atmosphere and stuff. But I am excited to have a more... I mean, the original Resident Evil 4 is still terrifying. Like, it is still creepy, and especially when you get, like, to the regenerator rooms and stuff, I still have a hard time with that. But I plan on picking up the remake, and I am excited about having, like, a more modern version. So it's kind of cool, because it's like, oh, cool, I can, like, play this, like, super gory, more realistic version, but then it's like if I want to go back and experience it, like that's how you know you have a good game and a good remake. Obviously, I mean I try not to go by reviews, but when a game is getting constant good reviews, I mean, like for example Breath of the Wild or something, it's going to be a classic. Elden Ring, I mean those games just sometimes you just get that one game you're like, holy crap, this is awesome. And I think this is going to be like a really good remake. What other gaming news do we have? Anything on your end?
I did see that Civilization 7 was announced.
I saw that too. I haven't looked too much into that, but I saw that it was announced. Yeah.
I'm pretty excited about it. 5 is one of my all-time favorites. 6 was okay. I'm hoping they kind of, I don't know, bring it back a little bit on 7. 6 was fine, especially once all the DLC came out. Like it really fleshed out that experience, but I don't know, there was something about 5 that felt
just
like Sid Meier. 6 started to feel a little bit more like, I don't know, a lot of the other 5X games or 4X games out there. So yeah, but I haven't looked into it too much either. I mean, I don't know that we have a whole lot of information on it at this point other than it was announced.
It's always crazy when they just like drop something and it's like, that's it.
Right.
Like,
well, that's what, like, last episode I talked about the release or the announcement of City Skylines 2. And it's like, okay, well, at least we got a trailer with that, but no gameplay, just hints at like what's going to be in it.
I think the worst for me was Halo 5 because I love Halo, and like when it was, I think it was like Spartan Locke has like just destroyed Master Chief, and that was it. And then like 2 months later, Master Chief destroys Spartan Law. It was like back and forth, and I'm like, oh my god, you guys are like teasing way too hard. And then the game sucked. Anyways,
but at least you still had something, right? Like
you had something, yeah.
You have the Elder Scrolls 6 experience, which was a
Here
landscape.
is a field.
Yeah, here's some mountains in the distance.
Here is Skyrim 2.0.
And then dead silent for like 5 years.
We're working hard on it, you know? So
yeah.
Some Nintendo news. Wii U and the 3DS eShop closes March 27th. It's going to be gone.
That's
forever.
a big one.
You will, however, still be able to download games that you have purchased. So don't worry about that as long as you have a Nintendo ID or a Nintendo account. But yeah.
So you just can't buy new...
You just can't buy new games. They're all going to be gone. Yeah, they're shutting it down. So this has been a thing for at least a year now, I think. And a lot of people obviously are throwing their hands up in the air going, oh my gosh, it's the end of the world. Like, I get it. It sucks because there are a lot of really good hidden gems. And I mean, Wind Waker HD, Twilight Princess HD are on there.
Yes.
Those are going to be gone. And they're reasonably priced too.
I feel like they're going to bring those to the Switch at some point.
I hope so.
It seems like Nintendo is moving toward having every Zelda on the Switch.
Yes, every Zelda, every Metroid. You know, there were some rumors about after the Metroid Prime remake or remaster. It looks like a remake. That they were going to port 2 and 3 as well. I think they were going to do original ports of those, but still, like, that's my favorite thing about the Switch. I feel like a lot of the games, like even like Pokemon and stuff, like if they could bring, you know, because they brought Game Boy Advance over, like start bringing the classic Pokemons over, the Switch is going to be like the all-time, like I have every one of my favorite games. So yeah, I mean, it does suck that the eShop is closing, but I get servers and like I get technology and running those things. I mean, it's, in my opinion, it's time because I do think eventually Nintendo will add those systems to Switch Online. I don't know how it would work since both of those consoles were double screens, you know? But who knows? Maybe the Switch 2 will have another screen, or it'll have a 3DS slot, or if they do that dock, you know?
Yeah.
That dock idea, that powered dock, maybe it'll have a 3DS thing in there, and then it's like, I don't know. I could
see it. I could see it being maybe only in handheld mode.
Yeah.
Maybe there's like some kind of picture-in-picture thing.
They did that with the Wii U. Because I bought Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks on the Wii U virtual thing, and you had to turn the gamepad vertically.
Oh, and it would like switch
and
screens?
It had a top screen and a bottom screen.
Oh,
because
now that
the
would
Wii
be
U
an
had
interesting idea.
Yeah, the Wii U had a stylus as well, so like it worked fine. Honestly, it was a little awkward, but like it worked. I got the games, I think like $10 each, $10 or $20 each, as compared to the cartridge prices. I mean, that's $40-$50 just the cartridge without manual I don't know. Yeah. So but for those of you that are still buying games on the eShop, I was going through some gaming news this week preparing for episode 2. DualShockers.com and many other sources shared a story about the eShop. YouTuber The Completionist, have you heard this yet?
No.
Took 328 days buying every Wii U and 3DS game before the eShop closes. He spent nearly $23,000.
Oh my goodness. Now that's being a completionist.
It's really cool because it's like you supported these games, you supported the company, like you're going out full force, but it's like, holy crap, dude, like
that's a lot.
Would you ever do something like that?
No, I mean I don't have $23,000 to buy every game on the eShop, but
yeah. If you did though, would you? Or
no,
like PlayStation Network or something. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I can't play all of those.
That's what
And
I was
I
thinking.
wouldn't even like half of them.
That is true. And then the other thing too, like that I think PlayStation and Game Pass or Xbox Game Pass do really well, like with their subscription services, is like they actually include like the games I want to play.
Right.
You know, like don't get me wrong, like the Nintendo Online is great. Like, yeah, I don't have to pay. Like I went into a retro gaming store and they wanted $99 for or $100 for Paper Mario 64. And it's like,
So
yeah.
the retro game market has exploded in the last few years, especially. Like it's always been kind of expensive.
Yeah.
The absolute craziest is the GameCube market.
Oh, dude. It's insane.
So
Yeah.
$100 for Paper Mario 64, it's expensive, but not as bad as Thousand Year Door,
Yeah.
which goes for like 160 to 200.
This place had a sealed copy of Resident Evil 4 for the GameCube for $999.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, okay, like I get it if you're a collector,
Yeah.
whatever, but that's a little
I was talking to my dad the other day about, game collecting and all of that. And I said, I wish we had known like the type of market that was going to be available, especially for factory sealed games. And we would have bought 2 copies of Ocarina of Time and just put one away. Because there's a lot of other, toys and things that I bought. I would buy 2 versions of it. Mm-hmm. It turns out the toys weren't the things that got big. It was the game itself.
It was the game itself. Yeah. I almost did that with the Super Mario 3D All-Stars collection. Just buy a sealed copy, or like we talked about, I think Breath of the Wild or something recently. Like, but at the end of the day, I'm like, like if I was a retro collector wanting to make money off it, that's great. But it's like I couldn't sell somebody a sealed game, that's like, because like I don't know. That's a whole other topic. I have a couple more news items. Do you have anything to add to this?
Go for it.
Okay. Let's talk about Tears of the Kingdom again. Al Numa, director of Legend of Zelda, went to the Famitsu Game Awards, and Tears of the Kingdom won Most Anticipated Game 2023. So he went up there and gave a quick speech. NintendoLife.com is where I pulled this from. But during his awards speech, he announced that the players' free imagination will be filled with new gameplay that will bring about changes to the game world. So
interesting.
You can kind of like at first I was like, oh, that doesn't make sense. But then I'm like, hold on a second. The last 2 trailers, Link's like traversing through walls, or like he's building a Fred Flintstone car mobile thing. So I'm really curious, do you think Tears of the Kingdom is going to have kind of like a Minecraft sandbox approach this time, where it's like you can actually build things like weapons or vehicles? Because like Breath of the Wild had a lot of that glitching, or like that sandbox play, like people getting on using stasis or whatever and flying across Hyrule on a boulder.
Definitely, I mean, obviously the car building aspect of it.
Yeah.
Like we saw, I think, a couple of different machines that had been built.
Yeah.
So they're definitely leaning into because once everybody found out about was it the Octorok balloons?
Yes. You could like do the raft.
Yeah. Like I think they realized, I don't know, some of the creativity of the players. And I think they're trying to lean into that a little bit more. I wonder how like Al Numa and everybody feels about like the speedrunning community.
It's hard with Nintendo. We never know.
Right.
But I will say, like, yeah, just the creativity that people did. And they pulled from, I mean, they didn't pull directly from it, but they mentioned, a few things like about Minecraft and stuff, and like kind of that survival thing, So it's like, I'm really curious.
Who mentioned this?
Read the champion or Creating a Champion book. Do you have that?
I don't.
Breath of the Wild.
But they mentioned that in the book?
I'd have to double check if it was in the book. I might want to cut this from the podcast.
Okay.
Anyways, so but yeah, Aonuma had some good things to say. It sounds like Tears of the Kingdom still is on track for its May release. And last bit of news, are you a Soul Calibur fan?
So I spent untold hours specifically on the GameCube version because it had Link.
Yep.
So what's up with Soul Calibur? What do we got?
Soul Calibur Collection Remaster has been leaked or brought up.
Yeah,
leaked. So do you think there is a chance that, because there's been rumors that it's just going to be Soul Calibur 1, but they're going to do all the games or whatever, or the classics. Like I assume they would do like 1, 2, 3, maybe 4, because 4 had Darth Vader and Yoda in it. Do you think there
was that exclusive to? I think that was the PlayStation version, right?
PlayStation had Darth Vader, PS3 had Darth Vader, 360 had Yoda.
Got it. Okay. And then the GameCube had Link.
GameCube had a Link. Original Xbox had Spawn, and then PlayStation 2 for Soul, and this is for Soul Calibur 2, had, I believe, a Tekken fighter in there.
Okay.
So do you think there is a chance that they will bring Link into Soul Calibur 2? Or do you think they're going to pull this like trademark licensing thing, like GameCube games are now coming to Switch Online. Here is the original port of Soul Calibur 2, just because Link's in it. And
so
not bring the collection over, or like the remasters over.
That's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, we know definitely Link is not going to end up on some other platform.
Yeah.
It's never happened. It probably will never happen. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I could see them having similar to, I mean, historically they've had a per platform exclusive character. I could see that happening again.
Yeah.
Probably not as spread out as it used to be. I could see, well, there might be some interesting ones like Spider-Man being in it potentially if it's a PlayStation version.
Yeah. I'm really curious because like the easiest way would be like remaster the game, or like whatever, how they want to do it. Whether it's just Soul Calibur 1, which they've already brought Soul Calibur 1. It's on 360, which you can play on Xbox Series X. Yeah. But I think it would be cool if they just like redid Soul Calibur 2. Like, cause 3, like they're all good. Like 3 was good and stuff, but like just do Soul Calibur 2, like how they did it in, I think it came out like in 2005 or 6 or something. But just like PlayStation gets the character they put in there, Xbox gets Spawn, Nintendo Switch gets Link. But it's like the same game, just different guest character.
Yeah.
So
Soul Calibur 2 was 2003.
2003. Okay.
Yep.
Cool. Nice. I still love that case. So cool. And I like too in Soul Calibur 2 how they added they did different swords for Link. Like they did the Great Fairy sword and stuff. So it was like really cool to see that. That's all the news I have. How about we jump into games that we're currently playing? What are you playing this week?
Yeah, so as mentioned earlier, the RE4 demo. Mm-hmm. And then still played a little bit more on Sons of the Forest.
Yeah.
So the building in that game is crazy. I mean, it's basically tree chopping simulator.
Sweet.
With some horror elements to it. Mm-hmm. But it has something interesting that I've never seen before, and that's it's kind of like a free building. So in previous adventure survival crafting games, like you have your recipe for whatever structure it is you want to build, and like you would place down a wall, or here's a structure that's a triangular support thing, and then you would throw your wall materials on there or whatever. So Sons of the Forest does this thing where like you take a post or a log, and you can either lay it like horizontally on the ground, you can stick it in the ground, but then like everything kind of connects together piece by piece.
Sweet.
But the most interesting part of it is that even after a log is placed, like say you place you've got 4 logs. You can mark with your axe in the middle, and you can cut out a window in like the middle of this log wall.
Wow.
And it's pretty dynamic. It almost seems, I think there's like 4 spots that you can chop like inside of the log even after it's placed. And if you stack 2 logs on top of each other and you chop one, that collapses. And so you can end up with like these interesting angles and everything.
That's crazy.
And then as the enemies are attacking your shelter or whatever, some things get busted and things start to get a little wonky, but it's pretty cool. It's a lot of fun. Very cool. I've been mostly playing it single player, and the AI companion is pretty hilarious. He just kind of lurks off to the side. Like you can send him off to chop wood or, look for things, but
nice. Yeah.
But enjoying that cool. one. I'm a big fan of the build a huge survival shelter and just, fend off bad guys. That was pretty much all I did in Valheim as well.
Nice.
So yeah, the RE4 demo, Sons of the Forest, which is surprising. I'm playing a lot of horror games for my anxiety being up as high as it is.
Sometimes we have to counter, the anxiety with what we fear.
Right? Yeah. Everything else doesn't seem so bad when I got the Chainsaw Man after me.
Oh, dude, they beefed him up. He took a lot of steroids.
Yeah. But there is 0 chance I'm playing the Flaming Chainsaw Man, like the difficult.
So, did you get the secret TMP and like the kitchen knife? Did you do that?
No, I didn't.
And pretty much, if you're listening, this is a little bit of a spoiler, but everybody has been doing this. They hid the TMP in a well behind, like where you can shoot the cow on fire.
Yeah.
There's a little well over there, but if you play it without knowing this trick, there's going to be like a cover on the well where you can't get in it. Well, you can actually go in that well. Before you get into the village, you have to completely empty out your inventory case. If you go into the village empty-handed, that crate or grate will be off the well, and you can go down there, and there is a TMP and a kitchen knife for you to use. The kitchen knife is super weak, but you get the TMP. It's the most powerful gun at this point for the demo. And I don't know if you have to complete the demo with it or not, or it just automatically unlocks. But when you start over the demo, you'll have it in your inventory.
Oh,
so you can actually go back. Yeah. So you can tell what I've been playing this week too.
Yeah.
So
other than that, what have you been up to?
So, Resident Evil 4 demo, really enjoying it. I went back and I revisited the Resident Evil 3 remake. I know it's kind of like 50-50 with people. I like it. Definitely not as good as the 2 remake or 4, but it's still fun. Nemesis is really cool, all of his boss forms and everything. I've actually been giving a little bit more love to my Series S this week just because of the Resident Evil 4 remake, but it is nice to just kind of hop off the Switch and play on the TV a bit and experience some of these games with these beautiful graphics. I mean,
there we go. Now you're coming over to my side.
Yeah, I'm back and forth, you know. But it's cool. I mean, I'm trying to live in this other era of gaming. Nintendo's great with innovation, and their first party games are great, and hell, some of the ports they brought over are really cool. But yeah, it's nice, and it's
nice
cool
to see some cutting edge graphics.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people are kind of like anti Series S. They're like, oh, Microsoft shouldn't have done that, blah 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 blah. But I'm like, the games look great, and it's nice. It's a quick system, so I've been enjoying that. Busted out some Smash Ultimate with my brother the other day. He destroyed me with Donkey Kong. So it's funny. Every time we hop on, we both choose Young Link, and we go at it like 2 or 3 times with Young Link.
Which is funny because I also always choose Young Link.
Yeah.
And I get my butt handed to me.
Dude,
because he's not the best character in there.
Yeah.
And so like my brother-in-law, like he plays it pretty competitively. Mm-hmm. And he's constantly like min-maxing like whatever the stats are across all the characters.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, this one does the best at this, and he like plays and figures out everything, and I'm just over here up B. I'm just running around spinning my sword. Or
Yeah.
like where right A or left A, hold it
Yeah.
down, charge
Yeah.
up.
Yep. It's cool. I mean, I still love that game. I love Smash. I love all of them, honestly. Like I can go back and play like the original to Melee to whatever Brawl. Like it's all fun. But yeah, we started playing that. Anything else you're playing?
I have been trying to decide, been kind of back and forth on the reviews for Kerbal Space Program 2.
Okay.
Because so Kerbal Space Program, I'm pretty sure has the highest hour count of any game that I've played.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There's just something about it.
Yeah.
Really, really love the challenge of like, and the feeling of success, especially like when you dock two ships in orbit. Like the first time that I did that, I genuinely felt like a genius. Like it was crazy.
Yeah.
KSP2 kind of expands on that. There's not a lot in it right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been waiting on this game for years. And
Sweet.
it's early access, and it definitely, you can tell it's still a little buggy at times. There's no career mode. It's like pure sandbox. Everything's unlocked. You just kind of build and run around. But the difference between this one is they added interstellar travel.
Oh.
So the original, you had your the main galaxy that is it's a kind of a parody of ours.
Mm-hmm.
So you had the moon, which is spelled like MUN. Kerbin is Earth, and things like that. Duna is Mars, and everything was very barren except for the space center. And so this one, I think, is supposed to add on a lot more like full-fledged space stations and moon bases and interstellar travel and like all these theoretical rockets and parts.
Cool.
But the reviews still aren't that great. They're like, definitely give it a little bit more time. But at the same time, I want to support the studio.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I totally get that too. And that's the hard, like what I mentioned a few minutes ago about like reviews and stuff. It's like most of the time I just get the game because I'm like, I don't care. But then it's like, oh man, like nobody else likes this and I do.
I mean, who cares? Who cares?
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
like it, you do you.
Yeah, yeah, and that was something like hard for me to accept as a gamer. I'm like, oh man, But I get what you're saying. It's like, well, if I don't get it now, then they're
right.
not
Like I'm gonna
have...
buy it eventually. Like I might as well spend the
Yeah.
money now, even if I don't, like play it for a few minutes or whatever. I know that here in 6 months or a year, they're gonna start releasing the bigger features because I love the career mode and starting out with like 12 parts, and you have to you start off on the launch pad and you might get 100 200 meters in the air, then you get science points, and then you unlock more parts. And I like to progress that way because it's kind of like Minecraft. Like I don't like going straight to creative. I got to play survival for a while.
Yeah.
And then once I get kind of bored of that, then I'll switch to creative. And then I'm like, oh, okay, well now I have access to everything. Like, what do I want to build? But I like having the challenge of progression.
Nice. Yeah.
Far before I just don't hand me the keys to the kingdom. I want to earn them.
I want to earn them. Yes. Yes. I busted out some Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga. So,
Nice.
yeah. I love the Lego games.
Also great co-op games.
Yes, I love Lego Harry Potter, Lego Lord of the Rings, Hobbit, and I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan, but I love the Lego Star Wars games. I mean, they're a lot of fun. Now, this, I don't know, have you played this yet or tried it out?
Yeah, I've played it, the first part of the saga, yeah.
Okay, yeah, because it's like it's a full-blown new take on it. So I like the older ones, just the quirkiness and stuff was a lot of fun. But this is really cool. I mean, it looks good and plays great. And it is on Game Pass. For you Game Pass subscribers, go check it out because it's pretty sweet. I did revisit Halo Infinite. I popped back on there. Another mixed game right now.
Right.
It's gotten better. Still not great in my opinion.
How has it gotten better?
Well, they've fixed a few things in multiplayer, which is nice. it's hard because I don't go super in depth. Like I feel like
Like, they're just kind of tweaking things to kind of make it feel better.
yes, they just dropped a new season, which I don't buy any of the battle passes. I just hop on to play a couple rounds. Like I'm not like full blown invested into this, but the new season, I don't know. Like that's the thing now. That's what's so hard about these types of games. It's like with the multiplayer and stuff. It's like
The
here's
games
new
as a
battle
service
pass.
model.
Games as a service, and so it's confusing because like I want to hop it back into Destiny 2, but I'm like I don't even know where to begin.
Games as a service has like totally obliterated the UI.
Yeah.
And so now I hop in, like I've tried Apex Legends. Like everybody's like, oh, you got to play this. And I'm like, I can't jump from one to the other, even though like all the UIs are kind of similar.
Yeah.
There's just so much in them now, like all the cosmetics, like the way that weapon customization happens now is just, I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Yeah. And I mean, for part of my career, I've been like a UI UX developer. And so like I'm used to, I don't know, just a lot like simple, like better is always simpler to me.
Yeah.
Because that's just how it's been in my career. So I hop into a new game like Apex Legends and see this UI, and it's like there's 18 different tutorials for how to just start the game.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't have time for this, honestly.
Yeah, I think my biggest pet peeve with like games as a service or certain modern games is like make an account. It's like I don't want like I tried I wanted to try Ark. It's on Game Pass and it was like make an account. And I'm like I don't want to do that. And then like Doom, I don't know if 2016 did it, but Doom Eternal did it. It was like you have to do a Bethesda account, like all this. And it's like, dude, like I already have a Microsoft account. I'm already subscribed. I already have a profile, whatever. Like, let me just play the game. And so like that's kind of how I feel with Halo Infinite now. It's like you can't get this, or unlock this without, grinding or getting this battle pass. And it's like, dude, like I miss the Bungie days where it's like I can just hop on and choose the color that I want my Spartan to be. Right. Or, you gave us all the maps. And then like a few months later, you're like, here's another really cool map pack, for multiplayer. So I don't know. But I will say Infinite's story was better. I did play through the campaign. I actually played through it twice. I do like the open world concept. And I like that there are some collectibles to find that can transfer over to multiplayer, or you can actually kind of customize Chief. But it was empty. It was empty, and lots of saving Marines. Like, and it's like, okay, like that's cool, but like there's not enough to fight on this ring with the Marines. So yeah, but that's all I've been playing this week.
Nice. Yeah, I just remembered, other than that, last night a buddy came over and we played some Mortal Kombat 11.
Yeah.
And I didn't know this about him, but he has played that competitively.
Oh, dude.
So it's like every time
I got wrecked.
Absolutely. Like there were some times where it was like you get the, where you can hit L2 and R2, like when you're low on health, to like get a good shot in to bring their health down. I forgot what it's called. But there were some times he was like, I could see him over there, like, I'm going to let this guy use that just to get my health down before I just obliterate him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was painful, but I did finally find the feature. I had never noticed this before. But if you open up your combos, you can pin combos above your head.
Oh.
So while you're playing, like, cause I kept like moving back and forth cause I would try a new character and I'm like, I have no idea what this guy's moves are. And so I found this feature. You can pin at least a few different combos kind of on your side of the screen. So I thought that was a cool feature, but that's one of the ones that they're still kind of resisting I don't know how they would do this, but games as a service. So that one feels like kind of good old fashioned couch co-op multiplayer.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad that at least Mortal Kombat is still kind of following the traditional model.
Yeah.
At least for now. Hopefully I'm not giving them any ideas. If if you happen to be listening to this podcast and you work on Mortal Kombat, don't listen. I do not want games as a service in my Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, it's some games do get it right. Like, for instance, Warframe. I like Warframe because it's a free game, whatever. And it doesn't constantly push you. Like, you can play the game and unlock a majority of things. You have to do a lot of grinding, but it's like, okay, at least you have that incentive. Like, you can hop in, you can play, you can invite your friends, like all this stuff, right? But yeah, it really sucks that it's like, man, you gotta, like, I really want this skin, but you have to whatever.
Yeah.
Do this and do that. So, let's hop into our main topic. All right.
Let's get weird.
Let's get weird. Most awkward gaming cutscenes or moments in gaming.
And not just awkward, but like downright weird too.
Yeah. So, Josh, let's kick it off with you, man.
Yeah, so we have 9 clips that we are going to, kind of watch. And for those listening, we'll try to edit this in a way that you're not just listening to audio. But yeah, let's see what we got here.
Sweet.
So first up, we've got Resident Evil, You Were Almost a Jill Sandwich.
Yes.
That was too close. You were almost a Jill sandwich.
You were almost a Jill sandwich.
Did you ever play the original Resident Evil director's cut?
Oh, the director's cut?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Or okay,
is that specific to the director's cut?
Yes. So that, I believe you go into a room and the ceiling's falling on you and Barry comes in and helps you. And so it's been years since I've played that, but like when I heard that, I was like, I'm done. And then they remade it for the GameCube, just straight Resident Evil, and it was like, this is much better. Like, so yeah.
Was that part in the GameCube version?
I don't think so. No, but there is an Easter egg in Resident Evil Revelations 2 where there is a similar moment. And Claire, because you play Claire in that one, and she's like a something sandwich or whatever. So they kept it, Yeah. So, man.
The voice acting on that one cracks me up.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I want to know who plays the voice of that.
So, if I'm not mistaken, the voice actors, like in director's cut, it's like live action. Like the first cut scene is live action, and it's like real people dressed up as whatever stars. And I think it is the voice actors. I don't know. You'd have to correct me on that.
Let me look it up.
Yeah.
Barry Burton.
But definitely a moment where I was like, oh, it's a classic. A lot of people say, like Jess, even, like, she's like, you were almost like, we would joke about Buddy, our dog, like, you were almost a Buddy sandwich, or like, we just like.
Barry Gjerde is a Norwegian-born narrator and voice actor who provided the voice of Barry Burton in the original Resident Evil.
Sweet.
What else has this guy done?
He makes fantastic sandwiches.
It's really funny. He actually looks like Barry in the game.
See, yeah, that's yeah.
This guy is 71 now.
Jeez.
All right, let's hop on to next up. We have Mega Man X4 Iris's Death, and I have not seen this one, so I'm curious.
Okay, let's do this.
Iris!
Those footsteps.
Iris!
Sarah,
Hang in there, Iris.
please, stay away from Replophos. Let's live together. In a world where only Reploids exist.
Iris, there's no world just for Reploid. It's only a fantasy.
Yes, I know, but I wanted to believe it. I wanted to live in a world where only Reploids exist. With you.
The
Iris.
sound effects are killing me. She turns her
Iris.
head, it's like, psh.
Iris!
Best
Iris! 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 Ah! No, this isn't happening! There's no reason for me to go on. What am I
So
that is peak.
Did you ever play like any of the Mega Man X games?
No, I didn't. I have them all on Steam, and I've never gotten around to them.
So phenomenal. I mean, Mega Man's great. I love all the games, and Mega Man X4 actually is my favorite Mega Man X game. It was the first Mega Man X on PlayStation, but the voice acting was god awful. Like it was god awful, and the sound effects don't bother me because like Mega Man Legends is another phenomenal Mega Man series, probably my favorite. It's more like action RPG Zelda-esque,
Right.
And so like when you're in the game and he's running and it's like or whatever, like it's cool because it's like, oh sweet, I'm a robot guy with squeaky shoes. But Mega Man X4, like watching the clip, like it looks like anime,
Right.
because the cutscenes in the X games on PlayStation and into like the PS2 era were, I was like, dude, it'd be so cool if they made a Mega Man X anime. Like that would be sweet. So it looks really good, but like in future Mega Man games, Zero talks like this, like I'm so cool.
Yeah.
But like that, it's bad.
That scream at the end is especially perfect.
Yeah.
Because like you can tell it's like some dude who's trying not to be entirely too loud.
Yeah.
So he's like trying to make it sound loud. He's like, ah.
Yeah.
But when she dies, and she's like, psh, like it makes
She
a
just turns her
snapping
head.
noise.
I wanted to live in a world where.
It's so weird. Oh, the games with the terrible voice acting.
Yes.
All right, next up we've got the dinner scene from Infinite Undiscovery, and I've watched this one a couple times.
Yeah. Oh, bringing back bad memories.
It's dinner time now, so you can come too.
Her place? No one told me about that.
Let's go now. I'm really hungry.
Ugh.
I'm gonna teach that to my kids.
Please don't.
Dinner.
You're not triplets.
Did you ever play Infinite Discovery?
No, this looks like a super weird JRPG. 2008.
It's a Square Enix, I believe. It was on. I played it on 360, and I don't know if it was on PS3 or not. The game starts really cool, but then they become a part of your whatever team.
Those kids do?
Yes, and
Are they
I
that
remember
annoying the whole time?
I shut my Xbox off, and I literally I threw the game away. I didn't even take it back. I didn't even like trade it in. I was like,
Just like, nope, I'm done.
no offense to any listeners that love Infinite Discovery, but no, like that, because like when you have them in your team, you have to do a mission or something like that, and you're in a cave, and they're standing with you, and they start doing that dance. Like they don't say dinner, but they're doing the dance like if you're just idle, And
Yeah.
I'm like, no,
Like, what are you doing?
So, chills.
Well, now I have to check out this game because I don't know. I have a thing for like really campy, weird JRPGs.
I do too, and I'm okay with like quirkiness and everything because JRPGs are like that. I want to look up real quick. Infinite Discovery. Let's see. Because I had it on 360 and Infinite Undiscovery. Okay, yes. It was only an Xbox 360 game, and it was Square Enix, surprisingly.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
Was it published by Square Enix or was it developed? Does it say?
Developers Tri-Ace, publisher Square Enix.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know
So-
Square Enix, they publish a lot of like JRPGs, but it's
Yeah.
really, that's why it's hit or miss with them. Because a lot of
Yeah.
these non-mainline Final Fantasy games are by smaller developers, and things can get real weird real fast.
Yep. So, looks like you're going to need to get a 360.
Oh man, I know. That's one of the. That's I think the only system that I'm missing.
Would you get a 360 or would you just get like a Series S? And because you can play the backwards compatibility, but it's not all the games.
That's a good question. I don't know. I've kind of, because I loved the 360. I had 2 of them. That's probably one of the ones that I would get again for kind of the nostalgia factor and like maybe a slightly bigger CRT than the one I've got back here.
Yeah,
but like really bring back my early teenage years. Okay, so next up we have. Did you play Metal Gear Solid 5?
I didn't. No.
Okay,
Yeah.
So one of your occasional companions is Quiet.
Okay.
Who is dressed pretty skimpily.
Uh-huh.
And there's a lore reason for that, and it's that she breathes through her skin. And so she can't wear a lot of clothes. But so the kind of the setup of Metal Gear Solid is you have like your base. And so you go off, you do your missions, you come back to base. Well, if you come back to base and you have this companion with you, Quiet, and it's raining, then sometimes you will get this cutscene.
Okay.
And it comes out of nowhere. And it just...
All right.
Yeah, we'll just watch it.
I really need to play this game.
It was a good one. All right, so yeah, they're flying back into base now.
It's raining.
It's raining. Like, she gets all excited about it.
Oh my god. What?
It is the most out of place cutscene.
Oh, dude, this is bad.
Isn't this awkward? And it's like...
Oh, no.
It's like overtly sexual.
No, no, no.
They got some jiggle physics going on. Super weird.
Next time it rains, I'm gonna do this. Go soak it up.
We're gonna put that one on YouTube Shorts.
Yes.
Make sure you get your wife to video you.
Oh, and the water, like, it's just so awkward. And this was like a good game, but then, oh Lord, have mercy, dude. Nice music too.
Very relaxing. It's like a weird piece of like performative art.
Stop splashing me.
Stop splash.
Stop splash. Oh, dude, this is... We're gonna have to pick a winner, you know, at the end of this, you know, because this is
like, I'm
this
trying to
is pretty
imagine,
bad.
Like, I'm a grown adult. I'm married. I have kids. And I still, like, if I'm playing this on the TV, I guarantee my parents are just going to walk in and be like, hey, what are you playing?
The greatest game ever. Phantom
Like,
Splash.
they're going to drive 2 hours to my house and just come in the door randomly. That's so awkward. I mean, I can't think.
And then the boots. Like, did you see the boots or so?
And then she like gets embarrassed and disappears and then comes back.
And then it looks great. Like, wow, this game looks awesome. Like, but yeah, I need to play that one. I've just dabbled in Metal Gear. I did beat Metal Gear Rising, which I thought that was a really cool game because Platinum Games helped with that, who do Bayonetta and Astral Chain and stuff.
Right.
Loved that game, but I know it was way different than typical Metal Gear. But yeah, that
How you feeling?
That one is the winner so far.
You feeling good?
I'm feeling pumped. I want to go out in the rain right now and just be like,
Let me splash some water.
splash me.
You got to wear the black bikini though.
It's tempting. It is very tempting.
Okay, well, let's get past that. Next up on the list, we have Nero Gets Angry
Yes.
from Devil May Cry 4.
All right. Just punch the ground.
So,
Okay. Did you play Devil May Cry 4?
no. So I played the earlier, so the DMC4, what was that on?
So it was PlayStation 3, and it was actually
2008.
Xbox. Xbox's first Devil May Cry game.
Yeah, so the
so-
last, it had to be Devil May Cry 3, had to be the last one I played because that was on PS2,
Great
right?
game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Real good
So
game.
this I never saw.
so-
Did every level end in the gunshots on the screen?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so
'Cause
that
was
wasn't part of
something they've
this.
always done, right? Or did
It's
they
been a
do
long
that?
time. They may have done that on the originals. I can't remember.
Yeah. So I love Devil May Cry 4. It's actually probably my favorite Devil May Cry. And I liked Nero, but like I feel like it was like kind of like our era of like gaming where it's like let's just aggressively punch stuff. So like
Right.
Chris
Like, everybody
Redfield in
was
Resident
so
Evil 5,
angsty.
let's punch a boulder, you know? So but like that part I was like okay. It's like I get
a
you're
little-
mad.
So what do you remember what he's mad about?
I believe his girlfriend gets captured and like she gets like kind of like, you know, the whole Princess Zelda and a crystal
kinda
you
thing,
know,
yeah.
crystal kind of thing. And it's been years since I've played it, but he's mad about something like that, you know, and he's it's just funny. It's so funny.
This guy needs anger management.
Anger management. Yes.
I mean, I kind of get it, but
yeah.
I like this
And it
comment. One of
was,
the heaviest hitting scenes in the series.
It was a great game, honestly. Like, it was really cool. And it was the... I mean, you can play other characters. I believe Devil May Cry 2, you could play... Or you may be able to play other characters in the other ones. But this was the first one where, like, you didn't start as Dante. You started as him. And you had to go, like, halfway through the campaign or whatever. And then you unlock him. But good game. Definitely recommend it. Just that part is a little
The comments
cringe.
are pretty great, too.
Yeah.
Like, one of the heaviest hitting scenes in the series. Me after every Smash reveal because Dante didn't get in. 90% of Nero cutscenes is him throwing a temper tantrum. He got so angry after punching the floor, he shot the cameraman multiple times. See, and that's what I thought happened because I didn't know or didn't remember about the screen getting shot at the end of every level.
Devil May Cry has a lot of cringe moments. Like, all the games. Like, I'm just like, oh. Like,
It was
you know,
like-
because...
It was like emo distilled.
Yeah, because, like, I get it, Capcom, you know, like, they, like, even Resident Evil 4 and stuff, even in the remake, like, you know, they kept the famous word, everybody go, bingo. But, like, this is like, come on, guys. Like,
Yeah. Okay, so next up, we've got the Resident Evil 5. One of the cutscenes where they find out about Ricardo Irving.
God,
And it's not so
Ricardo.
much that the scene is awkward. It's the voice. It's just so over the top.
Yep.
And it's like
This is gonna bring back-
stereotypical sub-villain.
This is going to bring back so many memories. All right, here we go.
So you must be Irving.
Wow.
Wow, perceptive, aren't ya? You think this is a joke?
It's like
You're just
Meowth.
like all the other pieces of scum terrorists. Oh, I'm not like them. I'm a businessman with standards.
Drop the weapon.
Oh, Or how about you drop yours?
Then you have the dramatic entrance. He's just okay. So I pause it.
Yeah.
He's just so goofy.
Who is the voice actor for him?
I don't know. We got to look that up.
Because straight up, I was like, Meowth? No.
Right? That's what he sounds like.
Yeah.
Ricardo Irvine.
I hated Resident Evil 5. Like, the co-op was cool, but it was such a, in my opinion, it was such a downgrade from 4.
Alan Groves.
Alan Groves, okay. Yeah, no, like, 4 was just such the hype, and then 5 came out, and it was like, okay, this is cool, but then it's like, where did the merchant go? You know? So,
I'm trying to see what else he's done. I want to know what his like regular voice sounds like.
yeah.
Let me see. We got his Instagram. Because it's just like so. It's the stereotypical.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're a wise guy, eh? Like the old gangster.
You are almost a Chris sandwich.
Perfect. All right, so next up we have the infamous Final Fantasy X laughing scene. And I understand where they were going with this, the whole point of them laughing, but actually watching it is still so difficult. Those facial expressions.
This is how we do our vocal warm-up.
This is weird.
Next, try laughing out loud.
What?
Come on, show me.
So bad.
And then everybody else
Great
just standing
game.
around watching.
Such a great
You
game.
probably shouldn't laugh anymore.
You probably shouldn't laugh anymore. Or at least there's normal laughing after.
Yeah, like it resolves or whatever, and I'm like, okay, like that's better, but
It was your idea.
that's a popular one. That's a
Too
like
funny.
I've seen so many like
thank you.
awkward gaming YouTube snippets or whatever, and
I
like
want my
that one
journey
is like number one on
To
all
be
of
full
them.
of laughter.
Right?
So,
And it's like, I don't want people to think we're missing the point here, but it's still so painful to watch.
it is. It's very, very painful.
And then the reason the next one on here is mainly because this is the 1,000 words like pop star cutscene from Final Fantasy X-2. And this one's just a tough one for me because like Yuna in like Final Fantasy X, she's this very calm, reserved, I don't know, just like meek person. And then in X-2, all of a sudden they become these like, I don't know, like aggressively charismatic or just like outgoing people. I mean, like Riku always was. And the other one I believe was Pain. Is that right?
Yeah.
But yeah, then so we'll play this one, but just this whole
Yeah.
super awkward pop star concert sequence.
I feel like I'm at like a Burger King in the 2000s, like late at night after seeing a movie, and this is Or like,
She's like,
the back room of a Family Dollar. Just so sad. I mean, I still gotta give it though. Final Fantasy has amazing visuals.
It does.
Scenes. I mean,
yeah,
it's
like
what-
their particle system effects have always been great.
Yeah. Ooh.
I just want to make it to the part where they get shot. Yeah, right here.
Man, it's getting real. So bad. So bad.
Alright, I'm gonna stop it there.
Yeah.
But that part has always just cracked me up.
Yeah, that's good, man. Oh, pause. There we go. Love it. Love Kingdom Hearts, but so much cringe.
Kyrie! 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 Open your eyes!
It's no use. That girl has lost her heart. She cannot wake up.
What? You're not Riku?
The keyhole cannot be completed so long as the last princess of hearts still sleeps.
The princess? Kyrie's a princess?
Yes.
Spoiler.
And without her power,
Yeah.
the keyhole will remain incomplete. It is time she awakened.
Whoever you are, let Riku go! Give him back his heart!
But first, you must give the princess back her heart.
So this is the part specifically.
What's...
Don't you see yet? The princess's heart is responding. It has been there all along. Kyrie's heart rests within you.
Kyrie's inside me?
I know all that there is
And it's
to know.
such a long cutscene to
Tell me,
watch like
are
75
you?
times.
Yeah.
It is I,
Ansem.
Ansem, the Seeker of Darkness.
But this line right here, when he goes up to try to like... Well, not this line.
So, I shall release you now, princess. Complete the keyhole with your power. Open the door. Lead me into everlasting darkness.
Sora!
You're never taking Kyrie's heart.
Forget it. There's no way you're taking Kyrie's heart!
That line specifically is like etched into my memory. Obviously,
Yeah.
I got it a little bit wrong, but I have heard that so many times.
Yeah.
And the voice acting in Kingdom Hearts has always been kind of hit or miss, but yeah, like
Yeah.
teenage me, I almost threw the game out at this point because I had heard it so many times.
Jeez, sorry, technical difficulties. Oh my gosh, it's haunting me now. Yeah, no, I my brother beat Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, and so like I remember seeing that part, but like I didn't watch the whole thing. Yeah, I almost threw in the Little Mermaid like cutscenes or whatever from Kingdom Hearts 1, like when you're like dancing.
Oh, like the music ones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, ugh, I don't know if I want to go that far.
Well, that's how we get sued by Disney.
Yeah. So, Josh, what's your favorite out of the ones that you picked? Like,
it's really hard to beat Quiet Dancing in the Rain. If the topic is awkward scenes, I think that's up there. Honorable mention, and we didn't show this for obvious reasons, but Witcher 3 and the Unicorn.
Yes, that was another weird.
That's another one that, I don't want anybody walking in on me while that is on the screen.
Yeah. I gotta say, like, I haven't played Phantom Pain, but just watching the Dancing in the Rain, I might watch that again just because that was pretty good.
I need to go play something normal.
I think I'm gonna go play the Resident Evil 4 demo again and just like take all my anger from these cutscenes out on.
Why don't you go
Ganados.
punch the wall or a boulder or the floor?
I might do that. So
another honorable mention that I almost put in here is, it is a cutscene, but when King Zora scoots to the side on Ocarina of Time,
and it's like a minute long of him just scoot. I timed it. I think it was like 57 seconds or like a minute. And even in the 3DS version, it's the same thing. Yes, it's not necessarily a cringe moment, but it is. I would say that's more a hilarious moment, like just
that one and the Goron dance cutscene in Ocarina of Time.
That would be a cringe. Fire! Ooh!
Oh yeah!
Feel it. Oh yeah!
Link's just like slowly backing away. It's like, I don't know what I did.
Yeah, he's like, what did I do? I just played you this song. Well, that wraps up episode 2.
Thanks for joining us, and you can catch us every Thursday on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
And remember, it's dangerous to go alone.